back to Kool-Aid Conversations. I'm Shamekia.
And I'm Tashee.
Because, child, you know they be all in the Kool-Aid.
And don't know the flavor.
Ooh, so y'all come sip on this topic with us today. We're talking about crashing out. But first, I want to thank my CC, Iesha, for being on.
Yes.
So, let's just get right into it.
Okay.
What does it mean to crash out? What is crashing out?
Misbehaving.
Misbehaving?
A charge.
A charge? Okay.
I just think crashing out. Yeah, all of the above. Yeah, crashing out when it's like when somebody upsets you and you just, you come out of character. You doing things that you usually don't do on a regular.
So, is there a difference between crashing out and actually being a crash out? Like if you've crashed out once, does that make you a crash out?
I don't think so though. A person who's a crash out, they crash out over anything and with anybody. You know, it's a difference. Like being in a relationship and like you might crash out on your friends. You know what? That made me think about a family member. They crash out all the time. Like you know, family, friends. Mainly when they're drunk, under the influence, they'll crash out. So I consider that, you know, it's different ways to be a crash out, not just in a relationship, but I'm one in a relationship. I can be.
I have been one in a relationship, and I asked that because I have crashed out, but I don't think it makes me a crash out.
But I'm not a crash out.
And that's good, not to be one. And I'm gonna say what you said. I have been one. I have the tendency to be one.
Have the potential.
Yeah, I have the potential to be one in a relationship, depending on.
Well, let's just be real. Let's be real.
I feed off.
There's no shame in it because let's just be real. I feel like everyone has the potential to be a crash out, because really what it means to be a crash out is when someone brings you to a point where you're super angry. You know, it's hard to regulate your emotions. Let's be real, y'all know these folks, especially in a relationship, will pull that out of you. You know what I'm saying? And they bring you to that point where you're not thinking straight. You don't care about the consequences.
Right.
You just know I'm about to make you feel what you've been making me feel.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So I said I've only had one relationship that has made
you a crash out. No other relationship you. Okay.
I consider myself pretty poised.
That's good.
You know, and it's funny because, you know, I used to teach classes and I used to tell the guys all the time, like, he who angers you controls you. He who angers you controls you. So, you know, don't give anybody no power over you. And it's like the universe was like, oh, let's test it. Let's test it. And they sent me an Aries.
Mm-hmm.
Universe sent me an Aries and an April Aries. Let me say that. So, yeah.
So tell me this, if you've crashed out at least one time in every relationship that you've been in, then that person, do you consider that person a crash out? You do?
I don't.
I do, because everybody don't deserve that.
I feel like if you are in toxic relationships, and let's be real, a lot of times until we sit with ourselves and heal, we recycle the same type of experiences. You get the same type of person just in different form. Mm-hmm. And so you're gonna keep attracting until you heal that person that
until they heal, they'll crash out.
You think they'll crash out?
So when you said you don't think everybody deserves that, you mean like the partner who's being crashed out on, or the like they don't deserve that energy, like to crash?
Yeah, you shouldn't crash on everybody, because you don't love everybody like that.
She said every relationship, so I would hope if you're in a relationship,
you love them.
You love them.
Because maybe you've been in 3 relationships.
We all wrong. You can be in a relationship for years and y'all just wasting time, or you just there because it's complacent or it's comfortable. Mm-hmm. You really don't love that person. It's just a comfortable situation.
No, I'll say this. Maybe towards the end, that's what it be. But in the beginning, it's love.
Yeah.
Maybe it's after the crashing out and the fighting and the toxicity.
Until you get to that complacent place.
Okay, I'm just here because it feels normal to me.
See, And I think that's why women crash out, because let me tell you why. Y'all in relationships and in y'all head it's love, but in a man head it's just I'm here for a good time, not a long time. And he will waste years of your life. So that's why a man will not crash out like a woman crash out.
They do crash out.
No, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's in love with a woman. But think about it, who crashed out the most?
I'm gonna say this, okay, and this just from my experience, right? I can't totally agree with it. Because I feel like a man could be in a relationship with a woman he loves. She can be his one. But a lot of men play a lot of games. A lot of them hadn't, healed and sought with themselves. And they could love this woman, but they still gonna have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
So, and then that's what's gonna make that woman crash out. Because it's like,
That's what I said.
no, you said the man really don't love her.
No, I said some men. I said when a woman get in a relationship, every relationship she's in, she's dedicated to. A man can get in another relationship and not be fully invested or fully dedicated. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. And I also said if a man loves a woman, he will crash out. But women, every time you get in a relationship, we're totally invested.
No, you want to know what? I just thought about it. So, okay, I see what you're saying. But this is my theory on it.
Mm-hmm.
Why women crash out more. I feel like women crash out during the relationship.
Right.
So it's like every time you cheat or he get caught, I'm crashing out. The man kind of cool because he know, okay, she mad, she crashing out, she gonna let me back in. That's why he's not crashing out. But when she finally leaves,
They crashing out.
they crashing out. And so to me, it ain't no women crash out more because they love more. No, it's just that the man know, okay, she just mad right now.
She ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. And they crash out after.
I see that.
So yeah, so let's talk about it. What do y'all think make women crash out? What's the most common reason for a
I
crash
just
out?
told you. Women are more invested than men.
Yeah. They're not, the same feelings that they're issuing now are not being reciprocated. Actions aren't there, they're not showing you the love that you deserve.
Okay, just like my personal thing. It wasn't that the love wasn't being reciprocated or the behavior, the actions wasn't there. Okay, it was more so the respect wasn't being reciprocated. Because I felt like at that time the person loved me. They showed me love. They did a lot of stuff, but they just had no self-control and just
So, since you said it, let me ask you this.
What was that smile about?
So, do you think somebody can love a person and be disrespectful or dishonest to them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes, like again, it goes back to if they hadn't healed, they'll mess up the best thing in their life, or they'll mess up something they love because they hadn't sat with themselves to do what they needed to do. And that's why they crash out when that person finally leaves, because they do love them. They just figure
Not show it.
they didn't know how to properly show it. I feel like a lot of guys feel like as long as I show you love and I do things for you, that should be
That's
good
enough. That's
you shouldn't
enough.
care about
What I do.
outside of you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so, for women, like, no, we ain't going for that.
Yeah.
We ain't going for that. So, do y'all know what crime of passion is?
Mm-hmm.
When you crashing out and you
Take it too far.
Yeah, you take it too far. Maybe
So y'all think
you
crashing out is like crime?
Go ahead.
You think crashing out is?
Yeah.
It's like it's borderline. It's
Yeah.
like that line.
Yeah.
You know, cross that line.
Mm-hmm.
You went too far.
It's levels to everything, but that is a part of crashing out.
So all day I was doing my little research, and stuff. So a lot of people do get off on charges with, because it's a crime of passion.
They get off? A lot of people get off.
That's why it's such a thing, crime of passion. But the key
You
thing,
gotta be careful how you do it.
the key thing is it has to look like you actually lost control in that moment and you weren't thinking and it wasn't premeditated. So do you think a crash out is truly a crash out if it's premeditated? Like you sit there planning it, think about it, is there really crashing out or is it just you?
No.
That's you getting your lit back.
Yeah. When you have to think about something and plan it. Yeah.
You just getting your lit back.
I've never planned a crash out. I mean, come on. You don't plan to crash out.
So you don't think they planning it?
Well, sometimes
You know, if he goes
yeah.
to something, and you know I'm
I'ma catch
gonna wait
yeah.
till about this time. I'm gonna ride over there, and if somebody over there, I'm gonna tell this.
No, that's still not.
That's planning.
No, that's planning to catch him in the act. Not crashing out
in the moment.
But if you are
you
telling yourself,
you really don't know.
You don't know.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? So it's not planned. You just plan on catching.
It's semi-planned.
I'm saying kind of plan, especially if you already tell yourself. And when I get there, if somebody there, I'm about to tear everything up.
Yeah.
It's kind of planned, but I feel like when you do catch that person, you don't know what you're gonna do. You don't.
I don't know, y'all. Well, because I know when I was.
Everybody said, I swear, I went somewhere to only talk. Like, this was years ago. Went somewhere to talk, but I ended up crashing out. Just crashed out. And I had said, I'm just gonna talk. I said, got yourself a pep talk. And got there and crashed out.
Well, my one crash out.
So I ain't never crashed out.
Who, me?
Yeah. That's a good thing. I'm for real.
Shamekia.
I'm trying to think.
I never crash out.
That's good.
Yeah.
Think about it. Now, I'd probably say low down spiteful stuff to try to break you down, but so I ain't gonna touch nobody's property because I want nobody touching my property, even though they did. And I'm not gonna put my hands on nobody because I want nobody putting their hands on me.
Listen, I get that, and I agree with that 1000%. That used to be my motto. I used to look at other people that crashed out and be like, ugh, girl, it's not even worth your freedom. It's not worth none of it, right? And like I said, I used to teach classes and tell people, don't get nobody that control and power over you. But it's easier said on the outside than when you're on the inside. I would have never thought I would have tried to crash out on somebody.
Me either.
But that's not me, is it? And then I had to leave that alone. I was like, you're bringing out the worst in me. And that's something like as women we gotta think about. If you're with somebody and they're bringing out the worst in you,
Not your person.
that's not your person.
Not your person.
And then this man brought out the
And
worst.
all of us.
Yo, you got the worst out of all of us. No, they were gonna get him too while she on him.
Yeah, but no. But me and her, we about to crash out on each other.
Yeah. Oh damn, we don't know about crash. We argued, but not crash out. But anyway,
We were this close to fighting.
I ain't beat you up now. But like how she said, I know one time I was like, I'm just gonna go down here and just to see if he's home.
Right.
Then I get there, he's home, and somebody else is home too with him. So yeah, I crashed that. And really, I think.
So what would you have done in that situation?
Me?
Yeah, you ain't no crash out.
No.
You would live.
I just think the opportunity hasn't.
Yes, it has. You remember our close friend was talking to.
Okay, yeah.
And we pulled up on her. Did I crash out on her?
No.
No. See?
No, you didn't.
You got some good self-control.
She did.
But she was supposed to.
I want to be her for
And so, yeah, she was our friend and we're associate. And she was
Going behind her back.
And the only way I found out because her boyfriend at the time called and told on her. And he wanted to fight the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted me to come on there and beat her, so I beat her.
Yeah.
We could have though.
We could have. No.
So
Ain't worth it.
So okay, what would you have done? You pull up to your dude's house, he's there.
I wouldn't try to fight the girl.
No,
So
so
like, beat her. What? Go ahead. You tell
would you crash out? Like
So on him, just
on him.
probably so. Probably so.
So my situation, it was a associate, somebody that hang around you. Would you crash on a girl then?
I don't know. I gotta be in this situation. Just me. I've never just crashed out on the girl. Always him.
I never will crash out on the girl because they don't owe you.
Yeah, they don't.
Now, but sometimes some of them women will provoke you to have to beat them up. I don't think that's crashing out. I think they're just you disrespecting me and now.
Okay, so you put your hands on them. What is that gonna prove
Yeah,
or
it's
change?
yeah.
So listen, I said something that will provoke you, like in that relationship where he brought worse than me, his side chick brought worse than me because she used to always be talking trash to me. She talked about my family, you know, because he would pillow talking, telling her personal stuff, so she was throwing that up in my face. She needed to be beat up.
And what was that gonna change?
She was gonna know next time for whatever next woman he get with, and she the side chick because she always gonna be the side chick.
If that's somebody's character, that's just what they're gonna do.
No, you get beat up enough. I think it's
No, they won't.
All right, so then let's talk about that. Do crashing out solve anything?
No.
It make you feel that in the moment, but
yeah, it don't solve anything. That person's still gonna be who they are, and you still gonna be who you are.
And you probably
you're gonna be a crash out.
yeah. You probably have a charge too.
Maybe if you don't get caught, not if you get caught, baby.
If they press,
They won't. They won't.
They won't.
oh shoot.
They won't. Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I heard about one story where the man actually pressed on
but he didn't give a shit about her. That's how I feel.
He pressed. He called the police. You gonna press charge? He said, and then press.
But I know some people who have called police.
And then they were right back together, girl. I was like,
See, no.
cause you called the police on me.
Yeah.
So
You want to see me?
So you mad because he called the police on him, but should he be mad because you
No,
damaged his
a
property?
lot of times they know they be deserving.
Yes.
So they just
That sound like crash outs with that mindset.
no, they know they be deserving it. Like they know they be done push.
You don't think these guys be deserving some of this stuff?
Just walk away.
You can't play with people's emotions.
Walk away.
It's easier said than done. Like I said, when I was on the outside looking in, I said the same thing. But
I did.
when it's like when you are invested in someone,
I
you give
was.
them your all.
I was. I was all of that.
I don't know. To me, it's all about.
To me,
But you play it in my face.
no, but I think when you crash out, you already given him your energy. So you crashing out, you just delinquish your power.
Okay, so for me, not justify my crash out, but for me, you know, this person telling me,
Delinquent your power.
I agree with it.
Yeah.
1,000%. And that's the advice I would give anybody. But at the same time, I give some realistic advice because when you mad, like we say, crashing out means you're not thinking about the consequences. Like you just see red. I didn't think that was a thing, y'all. Let me tell you.
I had a flashback.
You crashed out more than once, baby.
I ain't crashed out there. I wanted to, but I couldn't.
You tried.
I tried. So that don't count, right? You tried.
You attempt.
No property was harmed. No person was touched.
You don't have to hurt property or destroy property or
You planned it.
No, I didn't.
You was trying to plan it.
Well, look, but they gave me time to calm down and be like, girl, just go home.
I hate them. You
gotta go home because I was gonna tell that truth up, but I didn't have nothing. And that relationship was so toxic for y'all because I wanted to like destroy that truck so bad, but I didn't have no paraphernalia. I didn't have nothing. While she talking, she was on the phone like, they ain't got no Walmart, no what down there where you can go get you something. She was coaching.
So she was encouraged.
Yeah, and
No,
then,
I didn't encourage. I didn't know she was gonna leave until she did what she had to do.
She left.
and then there was a construction site. This how, I'm glad I'm out of it. It was a construction site, y'all. I was digging through the construction site trying to find something.
I didn't know you did that.
Yeah. I want to pick the brick up, but it wasn't. So that when I was like, oh my God, girl, you are crashing out. Go home. But listen, I don't know, like with crashing out, if you given time and space, you may calm down, but you escalate right back. Because as I was driving home, I was just thinking about he really just did it. I blacked out. I don't remember getting to my yard. remember one time where I was driving so fast, y'all. It was like a little hump in the road. My car said, oh,
Like in the movie.
do the happy girl. But I was like, oh no. Oh no.
So after you crash out, do you stay with the guy or do you leave?
I would say you should leave.
You should leave.
But I stayed at that time. I gave him another chance.
And another.
But then but this the crazy thing though, right? The thing that gives you your final it be the smallest thing. Like all the stuff you be done crashed out about don't even compare to the last it. Like the last it could be you left the toilet seat up.
Right.
Yeah. I agree.
Last ick is why you breathe like that.
Right.
Why you chew your food like that.
Okay. Why are you in my prison?
Has your eye always been calm? You know, you start looking at them different. You know, as the love fades, you start seeing them like the wreck that they are.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Ooh, child.
Yeah. But you got through it.
Thank you, sister.
Thank
But, you know, it's a learning lesson.
Yeah.
I've learned how to judge people who crash out. Sometimes, so now when I see people crashing out, I'm like, oh, what they did to bring that out.
Not me, I'm like, God.
No. But that's why I tell people all the time, you should not play with people's emotions. Play with people's feelings. Because that really can get you hurt real bad.
But lately, there been a lot of men crashing out.
Yeah.
But their crash out is kind of scary.
Not kind of, it's all the way scary.
Because you got black men killing black women. Now, this is a white man thing.
Yep. They will kill you.
Girl. So, that, you know, I was going to ask y'all, like, have y'all ever been on the receiving end of being crashed out?
Yes.
Oh, look, you gotta say now, huh?
Like you said, towards the end of the relationship, you know, when you finally leave.
Why you think they crashing out? After you done crashed out the entire
you were gonna leave. They think you were gonna leave.
Yeah.
You know. I don't know.
Think you were gonna leave.
So they crash out to try to get you to come back.
Mm-hmm.
They crash out be scary because they be on that emotional roller coaster. They be like, I'm sorry, baby. I'm gonna change, and you still be standing on business.
Keep the dough down.
They go from that to sorry, I'm gonna change to now kicking the dough in and breaking in and back. I'm sorry, and I just want this to work. And then when you don't come back, now their crash out level go up some more.
Theirs is scary.
Girl.
For females, it's just probably damage flocking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, you might put your paws on them a little bit.
That's it.
But
I didn't try to kill you. I'm not.
She gonna give you a black eye.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Rough you up a little bit.
Let you know who to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Who not.
but did it work?
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so I feel like men equate crashing out to, ooh, she love me. She really care.
That's you proving your worth when you crash out.
When you crash out.
Yeah.
So you just gave him your power.
Yeah.
Gave him your power, gave him all of it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't give them nothing.
So, listen, ladies, if that man you're with is making you crash out, like your man's supposed to like calm your nervous system.
Right. He's supposed to be your safe space.
If you feel anxious and you feel on edge all the time, if you feel like you gotta be beating people up all the time,
babysit
him. Yeah, because like I went through that and that was a learning lesson for me. I'm not a crash out, but that person had me crashing out.
He turned you into a crash out.
Yeah. So, you know what I've learned is if I gotta do all that, then we don't need to be together.
Right.
Like where I'm at now, I'm not even going through no phones.
Mm-mm.
I'm not pulling up to
Blowing up your phone.
I'm gonna go through that phone.
I ain't doing none of that.
And I'm pulling up.
If I feel the need to do that, we don't need to be together.
Yeah.
No, not the need, but if Because like I said, we're a Virgo, so we're very detailed. So if you're moving differently, I just need to get my...
But that's kind of confirmation of like when they start to move.
No, because you got to give people a chance, because maybe he's moving different because he's doing something.
Well, he better be communicating.
Yeah, but get back on track.
But I tell her all the time, and she be like, girl, I be like, I don't need proof if myself,
You're good.
my gut, say he cheating on it, get what? He cheat. I don't need to see no phone. Cause I trust me, why would I lie to me? It's true. So, and if you making me feel that way, I might come to you and have a conversation, but if it's still going that way, then it's just deuces. Like, I don't want to have to be with somebody that have me crashing out, and have me anxious and nervous and mad all the time, and angry all the time, sad all the time, crying all the time. That's no way to live.
Mm-mm.
Ladies and men, because some women have some men crashing out now.
A few. Shh. Black women don't cheat.
But anyway, y'all let us know about, the crashing out thing. Is it justified? Do you think you well within your rights to go upside somebody's head if they playing with you and your feelings?
You don't.
You don't think you're justified?
I do. But I'm not doing that anymore. So,
Yeah.
but if that's your cup of tea, then crash out. Don't get in trouble though. Don't get caught.
You're gonna get a charge.
No, you're not. Don't get caught.
So, like, just think, y'all tell us what you think. Have you crashed out? Do you think it's worth, the person you with is worth crashing out on? Do you crash out on just a man, or do you get that girl too? Or fellas, do you just crash out on a woman, or do you get that dude too? Because some of these dudes be crashing out on the men.
Right.
So just...
Or you just a crash out in general.
Well,
Crash out on everybody.
That's good.
Anybody.
Or you just a real crash out. Auntie can get it, mama can get it, kids can get it.
Right.
Anybody can get it. So let us know what you think in the comments.
Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Deuces.
Deuces.